Hello, my name is Jim Powell. I'm the lead pastor of Richwoods Christian Church and the director of the 95 Network. I want to talk to you today about soliciting advice. That's something that is working for us that hasn't always worked in the past, to be quite honest, because we haven't asked for it. You see, what we found is that oftentimes leaders are learners. But just because we're learners, it doesn't mean that we're always asking people at the ground level in our church what they're thinking, feeling, and seeing. You see, we'll read books, we'll go to conferences, we will scan blogs, we will talk to consultants, or network with other churches and pastors and other leaders in our areas, our departments of ministry. But sometimes we're hesitant to engage the people on our teams or the people that are sort of in the pews week after week. Recently, our church went through one of the more painful and difficult staff transitions that we've ever gone through. And one of the main reasons for that, quite frankly, is because we were not asking people at the ground level what they were experiencing. We knew there was a little bit of a problem. We talked to the staff member about it, and all we heard was this staff member's perspective. And we assumed that it was just they were telling us the whole story. The situation simmered for several more months, and by the time we finally got involved into it, what we found out is that not only did we have a problem, but the problem was significantly worse than we realized, and there was really no way to get a win-win solution. I find there are several reasons why I in my own life, but I find that many of us in ministry are hesitant to solicit input at the ground level. I think one reason why we're hesitant is because we are talkers. You know, as leaders, we have insights, we're fixers, people come to us with questions, and so we're always giving advice to other people. We're always giving input, and sometimes it's hard for talkers to be listeners. I think a second reason why we're hesitant is because we're afraid. We're afraid of what we might hear. We're afraid of what someone is going to say to us. We're afraid that they're going to be overly critical. We're afraid that they're going to expose our insecurities on the inside. And so that fear sometimes keeps us bottled up because we don't know what we're going to hear, and so it's better to hear nothing at all. Another reason why we are slow to solicit advice is because our plates are full. We already have more ideas than we know what to do with. Furthermore, we already have a lot of problems that we have to deal with. And so if I ask for input at the ground level, all I'm going to hear is one more idea from the last book that this person read, or what I'm going to hear is another problem that I have to fix. And I don't want another problem, and I don't need more ideas, so it's easier to just not ask. A final reason why we're slow to solicit input is because we are overly dependent upon our inner circle. You see, most of us have a circle of advisors, people that we trust and we believe, and we keep going to that same circle over and over and over again. The problem is that sometimes when our circle is too small, what can happen is that we can suffer from groupthink. We can all be thinking and seeing and experiencing the same things. Sometimes in our inner circle, especially for pastors and higher level leaders, sometimes our inner circle isn't always honest with us. They want to please us. They want to be liked by us. And so they're hesitant to tell us what we need to hear because they don't want to disappoint us. Well, what I'm finding is that it's important, though, to step outside and to overcome that. So every month in my board meetings, what I do is I ask my elders, do you have anything you think I need to hear? Is there something that you're experiencing at the ground level, something that you're smelling, something that you're sensing, something that you're seeing that you think I need to be aware of? In our staff meetings, we have over 20 some staff members. I realize larger churches really can't do this, but I tell our staff, I have an open door. If there's something that I need to hear, I want you to proactively come to me. I don't lead over other staff members. I don't always fix it, but I want to hear what they have to say. But furthermore, what I'm learning is to proactively go to people in my congregation, the people that are in the pews week after week, and solicit advice from them. Recently, our church went through a significant change in how we were using video on Sunday mornings. And some people were really skittish about this. Other people were just skeptical and upset about it. Well, we had a church picnic the same weekend we made this video change. And the temptation for me was to go and just to talk to people and laugh with people and say, how are you doing? And to avoid the question. But I went to dozens of people and I forced myself to ask the question, hey, how'd you think the video went today? And let me tell you four things that happened as a result of that. One is that I learned some great constructive input. I learned some things from what people were seeing and feeling and experiencing in the pews, not just from my perspective as a leader, from their perspective. The second thing is I found that I was not nearly as defensive when I'm asking for input. You see, if people give me unsolicited input, I tend to be very defensive and resistant, but I wasn't. Thirdly, what I found is the people that were giving me input, they felt heard. It meant something to them to have the senior leader of the church say to them, "What do you think? Do you have input for me? I want to hear what you have to say." It gave them more ownership. And finally, what I found is that people were sharing constructive input out of a more healthy place. They weren't stuffing their frustrations and they weren't spewing them. They were giving constructive input. My name is Jim Powell, and I'm learning at our church the value of soliciting input. It's helped us, and I think it will help you as well.